Welcome back to Access Houston on 97.9 The Box.
Good Sunday morning. You're listening to Access Houston. I'm your host, KG Smooth, welcoming from the Power Networking Conference, the lovely Carmen M. Herrera. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for being here. PNC has been doing some great things for many years. It's the world's #1 conference for Black entrepreneurs and professionals. So, in detail, what else does PNC do?
Absolutely. You know, for 18 years, the Power Networking Conference has been the home for African-American entrepreneurs and professionals to come to learn how to connect, grow, and prosper. As a matter of fact, Forbes magazine voted this conference as one of the top 5 conferences in the world. Not to be missed. Not one of the top Black 5 conferences, one of the top 5 conferences in the entire world not to be missed.
So this is something that all business owners, Black entrepreneurs, professionals should definitely attend.
Absolutely. Again, for 18 years, we've pledged that we would create a premier training conference for Black America that would be a catalyst for intergenerational wealth. And with the help of our sponsors and some of the Black African-American minds, the great minds that come together, our trainers, our speakers, our authors, our community leaders, we have created Black America's largest and most successful conference focused on opportunities, business development, personal growth, and overall wellness. If you are an aspiring entrepreneur, if you are already in business and just want to take your business to the next level, if you're a corporate professional and trying to go up the ladder, you need to be at this conference.
Indeed. And it is going down June 26th through the 29th at the Hilton Americas downtown Houston at 1600 Lamar Street. So, Ms. Herrera, tell us the history of the Power Networking Conference. How long has this been going on, and when was it? Its inception and the inspiration to have such a conference?
Absolutely. Well, this is our 18th annual conference. I'm so proud to have it in our great city, which much persuasion from me. Dr. George C. Frazier created this conference again 18 years ago. It started out in Cleveland. We then went to Atlanta.
I did radio in Cleveland.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's in
Atlanta
Cleveland.
too. See, there you go. Oh, wow. And then we went to Dallas, and the past 3 years we were in Washington, D.C. And so Houston and now would be, what is it, the 5th city? So we try to find a home for the city, for the people that, you know, will be receptive to this type of knowledge and information. So again, it's 18 years. We plan to be here in Houston for 3 years. So Houstonians, I need y'all to show up and show out and convince Dr. Frazier and the entire Power Networking Conference that this is a place that the conference needs to stay indefinitely.
Absolutely. And so when this was created 18 years ago, what was Dr. Frazier's vision? And what did he have in mind when creating this? Because 18 years, that's nothing to scoff at.
Nothing.
I mean, that was 18 years ago was 2000? 99? No, wait.
What is it, 2019? So 2001, yes.
2001. And so I guess that would kind of be really kind of the start or the boom of Black entrepreneurship, where we started to come into our own and figure it out.
Right.
Like, listen, I see a need. Let me create a service for this need.
Absolutely. One of Dr. Frazier's passions and mission in life is to help Black people create intergenerational transfer of wealth. Yes. I mean, you know, unfortunately, our money goes in one direction away from us, and that has to stop. So, you know, he had a vision of us, you know, creating wealth by way of ownership in business, land, home ownership. So this conference brings together some of the baddest brothers and sisters. I call them overachievers from around the country to offer their wealth of knowledge when it comes to creating wealth, when it comes to starting a business, when it comes to home ownership or investing in the stock market. So the goal is to really help us as a people do better with our money, and not just with our money, but pass it on to the next generation. He always quotes this scripture, a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. And so that's been his goal for the last, although the conference is only 18 years, he has been working at this for about 40 years, working and helping Blacks in America do better, do good, and help our community.
It is very, very important. I'm glad that he is leading that way. As you were talking and saying some of the things that he had hoped for and was thinking, I was just thinking of a line from Jay-Z's song, The Story of O.J., financial freedom, my only hope. Forget being rich and dying broke.
Come on now. Exactly. And that's the problem, again, in our community is it's not about, what you make. It's about what you keep and what you do with it, and learning how to really create real wealth. Yeah. And that's what we talk about at the conference. We start at 6 a.m. with devotion, and we end at midnight. This will be the only Black conference you'll go to, and there's nobody at the bar. We have classes all evening and all day, really wrapping our arms around how to create intergenerational transfer of wealth in our community.
Indeed. You listen to Access Houston. We're talking to the lovely Carmen M. Herrera from the Power Networking Conference, which is happening at the Hilton Americas June 26th through the 29th downtown. The founder, the vision behind this, Dr. George C. Frazier, will be the conference host, and you got some other great guests.
Absolutely,
my guy Damon John.
Yes,
one of the
Damon,
original founders of FUBU, and was on Shark Tank.
Absolutely.
He's going to be there, and you guys are having dinner with a shark.
Well, some of our VIPs.
Okay.
will have dinner with not everybody. Unfortunately, he can't entertain 1,000 people at dinner.
Sure.
But
right.
Some of the people who have stepped up to really engage with him, very smart people, will have personal time with him and Dr. Frazier outside of the normal activity at the conference.
And who else will be joining you all for this incredible
conference
4-day conference?
We'll bring, again, some of the 50 of the top, trainers and entrepreneurs around the world. You may be familiar with the Roberts brothers outside of St. Louis. Mike Roberts, again, a good friend. He's there. Dr. Bill Picard, which is a millionaire. I mean, the conference will be filled with overachieving, successful Black people in America and around the world. We have people coming from Europe, Africa, Canada. We have ambassadors from Africa coming to talk and engage with our audience. And this is a conference. It's not the type of conference where these people will be behind a curtain and come out at showtime. You will be able to walk and talk and rub elbows and have a drink and, just really talk to them. As a matter of fact, this will be my 9th conference that I've participated in. And through this conference, I have launched 2 additional businesses and have met some investors and people that are really, really there to help you. And it like a Mike Roberts, those are the type of people that I have engaged with. Their friends. I was just texting Dr. Picard last night about something. So if you're really serious, this conference is not for everybody. It's for what we call the woke people.
Okay.
It's not for everybody. So if you're serious, about really taking your life, your business, helping your community and transferring wealth to your blood through your bloodline, you should be here. But if you're serious.
Indeed. And so where should one go to get all of the information about the Power Networking Conference?
Absolutely. You can visit powernetworkingconference.com. It'll show you all the speakers, including myself. It'll also give you, the schedule of what will be happening for the 4 days. You can also call me or text me, not call me because I don't know you, so text me. Text me at 713 373-6652. And you probably want to text me after you go to the actual website, because we are offering a short-term offer, special. I can't mention it on the radio, but if you call or text me, I'll be able to give you the details to this special. Our two of our larger sponsors, Wells Fargo and First Financial Security, is subsidizing some of the conference attendees. So call me if you're interested in attending and getting a special.
And that number to text you is
713-373-6652.
Indeed. So visit the website. Call Ms. Herrera, and if, as she said, if you are really serious, there are going to be 50 plus experts that are going to be there to teach you how to earn, manage, and grow $1 million.
Absolutely. There's going to be workshops that actually teach you how to take your business to $1 million business. Mm-hmm. There'll be actually people who have done it, I didn't mention a good friend of mine, Dr. Randall Pinkett. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you remember him. He was the first Black person who won The Apprentice.
Oh, okay.
Remember him? Tall, dark-skinned brother? Yes, brilliant.
I do remember because I remember watching the finale, and I remember Trump saying, like, well, maybe I should have 2 apprentices, and then he was like, no, sir, the name of the show is called The Apprentice, not The Apprentice.
Yes, I remember that.
And yes. And then that just stuck out in my head that he had called Trump out like right then.
Let me tell you, he is that in a bag of chips. I mean, he's a brilliant man. He took his business, I think, within like 3 years to $5 billion. So these are people that are really, doing it. Randall actually spent some time with me and my business partner through the Power Networking Conference. I've known him for years. I called him. I said, I need some help. I'm starting this business. I need some guidance, some wisdom. Would you coach me? He flew to Houston and spent some time with me last December. That's what you get from this. So, you'll spend 4 days learning and engaging in all the workshops that we'll have, but you also will be building what we say is the best asset, which is the relationships, the lifelong relationships that really can take, your life and your business to the next level.
Indeed. So log on to the website, powernetworkingconference.com. Give Ms. Carmen Herrera a call. Well, no, text her because she don't know you.
Yes.
Because she don't know you. So text her.
Say you heard it on the radio, 97.9.
Right. Yeah, on Access Houston. So for all of my business people, all my Black entrepreneurs that are dead ass serious about this thing, log on to the website and register for the conference, the Power Networking Conference, which is June 26th through the 29th at the Hilton Americas, and that's powernetworkingconference.com. Ms. Herrera, thank you so much. You were all nervous and stuff, and then she casually mentions that she's one of the speakers.
And you know what, too? I want to do a shout out. 2 of our Houston own is getting an award at the conference. Marcus Davis.
Hey,
he will be getting Entrepreneur of the Year award.
That is my guy.
And Keith Davis, Mr. D. Mars, will also be getting a Community Service Award. So come out
he just wrote a book that just
yes,
came out.
Yes, he did. Yeah. And support our Houstonians and all the amazing work that they've done. It's going to be a great time. I want to say this. We again, I told you earlier on, we don't party. We don't, there's nobody at the bar drinking because we're all learning and trying to really increase, our wealth. Mm-hmm. But at the end, we do this amazing thing on Saturday night. It's called a Wakanda party. So we all dress in our African attire. And we do it on the real. Yeah. Like Wakanda, baby, you got to be there.
Oh,
it is the most inspirational type of party.
Well, we'll talk about how I can get a ticket to attend that one. I may
hook you up.
Hey, make it happen. Carmen Herrera from the Power Networking Conference, June 26th through the 29th at the Hilton Americas. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you again. Thank you for doing this.
Good Sunday morning. You're listening to Access Houston. I'm your host, KG Smooth. Welcoming in studio, first timer. I met her at the media panel during Texas Black Expo, which was a couple of weeks ago, and she is the CEO of URBAN, Urban, which is an acronym, and I'll have her explain it. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the lovely Taurea Avant.
Well, hello. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, hook me up now.
So, tell us about urban.
Absolutely.
Now, do you call it urban or do you spell it out? Do you say
No, we don't. Yeah, we don't say the whole thing. It's actually Urban CEO.
Urban CEO. Okay.
Yes.
Urban CEO.
But urban is big because, of course, this is a connection to the urban community. The reason why I came up with the acronym, which is unapologetic, real bold, action-oriented, and non-conforming, is because I feel a lot of times when you do come from the urban community looking at what they say business is supposed to look like and or be like, sometimes it can be quite intimidating. For me, it was. I was told T-shirts and jeans, that's not business attire. The certain kind of ways that I talk was not business conversation. And so I wanted to be able to create something, a community for people who have a connection, not a race thing, but have a connection with the urban community where you like hip hop, you like graffiti, but you can still be classified, as a CEO. You feel comfortable in that space of calling yourself an entrepreneur.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, and that is really kind of the way that things are going. I mean, when you think back in the day, oh, you have tattoos on your arm.
Right.
You're not going to be able to get a job.
Or locks. Look at my hair.
Locks.
This would never been accepted as a in the CEO world or entrepreneur world or even in the career world.
It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but we are in that space where that is not the standard, and you do not have to conform to that.
Yes.
Just real quick, when Jay-Z was doing his 444 tour, and it stopped here in Houston, seeing what the older, like kind of, late 40, early 50s, that grew up in that hip hop era, because, Hov is around the same age, like seeing how they were, and they were dressed, they had on some nice shoes, they had on jeans, maybe button down and a sports jacket, or they had on a nice, just like linen fit that was stylish.
Linen was the dress up.
But me looking at that, I was like, okay, so this is the future of hip hop and business. Older men that does with in the urban community and how we do business. Thank you. So you are on a mission.
Yes, sir.
To grow to 50,000 members.
Absolutely.
What a goal.
50,000 by 2025. I mean, we want more than that, but we're going to start off. We'll start with a small 50,000 by 2025.
And what was the catalyst for that?
Well, in regards to members, what we're looking for are people who want to join this movement, to be proud, to call themselves, an urban CEO. With that does come a lot of, benefits. And so with us, we're not just something where we just want to be able to wear a shirt that says Urban CEO. We really want to be able to go into our communities and teach our young brothers, our young sisters, our kings and queens, really what it takes to be successful. I think when we look also at the urban community, a lot of us are getting maybe secondhand or even thirdhand information. We're not really getting the tea, as they call it, right? We're not getting all the real information, like what do you need? What are the specific steps of setting up your business? Now we hear people talking about being able to get business credit and you don't need to use your personal credit. That's not true. If you want to go to reputable companies, banks, and you need to be able to set all of that up, right? Right. Yeah. And even if it means, okay, let's have this right information that applies to us. When we talk about building credit and saving money and things, we've got to talk about it that applies to us within our community, because in everybody else's community, it may not be the same situation. Our living standards, how we live, and even just our culture as a standpoint is different. You know what I mean? So we want to be able to educate our CEOs. We plan to create chapters all across the United States. The goal is to have it in 7 different countries by 2025 as well. Nice. Will we be doing things like, our summits, like the one that we have coming, or our conference, retreats, being able to talk about stuff within the mind, body, and soul. We got to talk about mental health. And I'm so glad I'm seeing more people, especially celebrities, talking about mental health awareness. I mean, it's a real deal. And especially in our community, it's real.
Yeah, because we've been programmed to, just pray about it, suppress it,
my goodness.
Don't go, why you want to go to therapy? That's some white people stuff. Contrary to that popular belief, we actually created therapy. It's what they did in the African tribes as a way to release and get to get that stress off. Like that's where it started.
Well, that's funny you said that. We were having a conversation about a lot of the stuff that takes place here and how it was learned from Africa, and the Europeans actually took our stuff and then made it as if it was their own.
They don't call it the motherland for nothing.
Not at all.
I mean, all of the Earth's great minerals and materials are in Africa.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
We were the first people of the planet.
Period. Period. Let's just
people.
Yeah. Everything's all about adaptation. Is that a word? I make up words, by the way. It's about adaptation. So wherever you are, as far as in the world and the climate, I'm sure that's where your bodies, adapt over time.
Indeed. You're listening to Access Houston. We're talking to Taurea Avant of Urban CEO. So what was the one thing, because everything has a point of origin. Mm-hmm. What was that thing that clicked or that triggered for you to create Urban CEO? What was that one thing that had happened where you were like, you know what?
Well, okay, so it was the end of last year of 2018. So just depending upon when you're listening to this, 2018, I had been able to build up, such a great movement, but behind my name. I've come to learn as well that sometimes, people will follow you and, you'll have people who will love you, but people want to be able to have something that they can call their own and create ownership behind. And so I knew that in order for me to grow what it is as far as my vision of being able to impact entrepreneurs, showing them how to make money and things like that, I needed to create something that people could be proud of, not Taurea Vision Avant or not, Team Vision Avant. Like, I'm an urban CEO. So long story short, I got on the line with the gentleman who actually is the founder of an organization called Black CEO. His name is Trevor Otts. And he is the one, he was asking me all these kind of questions. I didn't know what the heck was going on. He was like, you need to create a movement. And he gave me the name Urban. And he was like, because when you look at you, you're still connected with the hip hop culture, the way that you dress, like you are that person that can be a voice or a face for that community. And I was like, oh, okay, dope. Well, I want to figure out how can I make multiple faces for the community. So that's really how it started. And January 1st, I started the business and we've been running with it. It's been costing a lot because when you start a nonprofit, you got to pay for it. I always tell people, get a for-profit business first and then start your nonprofit. Because most people are not going to drop you a check until they see what's
work
going on. Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's some great advice for those that are listening. So, but you're rolling though. And today you're having the Urban CEO Network Summit and Awards Ceremony.
Yes.
That is happening today at the historic Buffalo Soldiers Museum. So tell us about the Summit and Awards Ceremony.
Yes. So this is really the opportunity for us to kind of show the community who we are. It's like that introduction of Urban CEO to Houston, Texas.
Okay.
Right. And so we have some incredible panelists. These are some movers and shakers that were connected to me because I'm not from here. I've only been here for about a year and a half.
Where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Virginia, but I lived in Atlanta for 10 years and then I migrated further south.
Wow, that's funny. I'm
Houston's
from Ohio.
Great. Oh, okay.
I lived in Georgia, in Columbus, Georgia, for 7 years, and moved to Atlanta. But I only lived in Atlanta for 7 months. I was on KISS 104.
Couldn't do it.
No, Houston called.
Oh, well, you got to go where the money goes.
Yeah, Houston called because I was just part time on KISS 104. And but I'm here. But okay.
No, I love to hear stories like that. Absolutely. Because look, let me tell you something, and this is another thing. Kings and queens, we cannot be afraid to move. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we get so, everybody's like, why you move to Houston? And I always say, I don't go into a spit. Why not?
Why not? I mean, we're the most diverse city in the country now. It is official. And when I went back to Atlanta for Super Bowl this year, and, living there and then living here, I was like, Houston and Atlanta are fraternal twins.
Absolutely. I always tell people they're very similar.
They're very similar.
Very
I
similar.
See this. Houston is the brother and Atlanta is the sister. Like, they are fraternal twins. I promise you.
Absolutely. So if you're trying to figure out, my people, where to go, but I say Houston first. I love Houston. I love the people here.
Yeah.
It's a lot of authenticity. I hear that word a lot. But so the summit is today. BBVA, and we're going to be recognizing these movers and shakers. And we also want to have some kind of conversations about starting your business and things like that. Granted, we can't get a whole lot, which is why we do have our conference coming in October.
Okay, you'll come back for that.
Yes. But we also have our bankers are going to be in the building, right? Look, we need money, right? Don't we need funding for our businesses? Yes. Or we might need resources. A lot of time people think they need money when really they just need the plug, right? They need the resources. Right. So we do have some people that are going to be in the building. Lift Fund is going to be there. BBVA talking to us about how they can give us some of their money so we can get these businesses rolling. So we have that. We have incredible vendors that are going to be there. And it's just going to be a really good time to, there and to learn about what we're doing.
So if you don't have much to do today from 2 until 6, just log on to urbanceosummit.com. urbanceosummit.com. Get the information. It's going to be at the Buffalo Soldiers Museum today, especially if you are an entrepreneur or you are someone who has decided to start their own business, or it's a small business. You saw a need and you want to create that service. I believe that some of the answers that you are looking for will be at the Urban CEO Network Summit and Awards Ceremony. Because first, let me just applaud you with your Black Girl Magic for getting this off.
Thank you.
You've only been here for a year and a half, and you've got the summit and award ceremony that is happening with big sponsored names. Like, that's nothing to scoff at. And this tells me that you are going to be, and Urban CEO is going to be incredibly successful.
I receive it. Thank you.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Indeed. Where can everybody follow you on social?
My personal social is Vision Avant everywhere. Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Vision to see, right? Vision Avant. And then you can also follow Urban CEO. It is Urban CEO Network. That is our Facebook and our Instagram. So we are live. So just follow us. Let us know that you heard the show as well. We might have some goodies for you. I always like to give away to people that follow through. Success is not about knowledge. It's about applied knowledge. So, we got to take action if we want to see things happen in our life.
Indeed. So for those that are listening and they come this afternoon, what should they bring? What attitude should they have when they walk through that door?
That's a good question. I love that. Anytime I go to an event, I always write down, as a result of attending this event, this is what's now happening in my life. Speaking something in the future as if it's happening now. What you can expect, of course, networking. You're going to learn information. Be intentional about also who you meet, because there's going to be some people in the building that you need to know. Make sure that you do visit the vendors, but most importantly, it's going to be the opportunity to find out how you can be an official board member with Urban CEO. That's over 50,000 we're looking to have by 2025. And we want you guys, every one of you, to come on out and be a member with us.
So check out the website, urbanceosummit.com. If you can attend today, this afternoon from 2 until 6 at the Buffalo Soldiers Museum for the Urban CEO Network Summit and Awards Ceremony, please do so. And Taurea, you have an open invitation to this program. When the next event comes in the fall, hit me up. We get you back on here so we can get the word out.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
No, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. And thank you for listening to Access Houston. To Access Houston. To Access Houston. To Access Houston.